1 female. Stop!
9-9, I'm in pursuit going south on 121 East Break.
Oh my God.
Please help me, please. I need to call my parents right now.
If those girls died, it's on you.
Friday, September 26, 2025, Coffeyville, Kansas. This case begins hours earlier and more than 100 kilometers from here with a shoplifting attempt at a store in Owasso, Oklahoma. When police attempt to detain the suspect, she assaults an officer and flees in her vehicle, triggering a high-speed pursuit that crosses state lines. The pursuit ends in Coffeyville when the flight results in a crash that leads to a death.
Hey, stop! 1101, they're running! Stop! Both black, 1 female, black shorts. Stop! 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 1101, she's trying to take off in her car. Stop. Get out of the car right now. Get out of the car! Stop! Stop! Get out of the car! Move! Stop. Get out of the car!
Cortez, get her! Get her! It is! Get her!
Stop!
Go!
1101.
Get her!
Oh, Mama God!
They're trying to drive off with me in it. Stop! Charlie Adam 9, X07. Right, Jeep about Left Smith Farm. They're right in front of you.
9-9, I'm in pursuit. We are going south on 121 East Break.
We have 6 over here if they come on 169.
10-4, 28, going to be, I believe, Missouri, Charles Adam 9. Slow down now, we're approaching 86th Street. Now, stand by, we're going to be, he's going through Advanced Auto.
I don't know where you're going. Stop.
We have 6, so just go ahead and back off a little.
I'll be backing off, they're coming right to you. 856 and in the grass, they may try to go around on the right.
It's a Jeep.
Yeah, same. Looks like they got a really good lead on us, and OHP's backing off quite a bit, so. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Crossfire! 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 K9! K9's on scene! Come over, come over. Show me your hands! Hey, show me your hands! Show me your hands! Do it now!
Hey, we got a better view over here.
We got a female and male laying down, both unresponding. Show me your hands!
Let me see your hands. Okay, good. Keep them right there. Hey, Emily! Get the officers over that way.
We need someone to go try this fucking other people. Yeah. Hey guys, I'm checking on the other car. If any of you move, I will send my dog and you will be bit. Hey guys, are you guys okay?
Please help me.
Is there, how many people do you have in the car?
3, I think. I don't know. Please
3?
help me get in. My head hurts so bad.
Okay, hang on just a second, okay?
Please help me.
How many you got? 3 at least. Adults? Looks like juveniles. Hey sweetie, I'm gonna undo your seatbelt, okay?
Please help me, please. I need to call my parents right now.
Hey ma'am, can you crawl to me?
What?
Can you crawl to me?
Where's my phone? I need to call my parents.
Okay, just come out of the car for right now, okay?
Okay.
We're gonna get her up. Come on.
Please, I need to call my parents.
We'll get her. All right. Can you walk? Can you get up and walk for me? Okay.
Hey.
Can't check the car back. Dusty, break that back glass. Check the back.
Go to my. Go to my turn signal. There's a red. There you go. Hey, was she built it in?
I can't see anything.
Did she get pulled out?
Hey, they said there was 3 people in this car. What the fuck?
So 3?
Yeah.
29 traffic, 2.
There's only 2.
Look around. Look at the phone. He's got a pulse. He's breathing.
Yeah, he's got a pulse. He's breathing.
He's not responsive, but he's breathing. Sit up.
Can you sit up? Can you sit up? You don't know? Okay. Do you have any weapons on you? Not that I know of.
Do you want some gloves? Or do you have
It's I have some, but I didn't think about it. It's already on my hands.
fire shot?
Yeah. Okay. Do you have an ID? No? Huh?
You trying to send me up, please?
Yep. We'll set you up. Yeah, you want to sit up? Yeah, grab that shoulder, please. I'm going to support your head. Up you go. All right, cross your feet.
Cross your feet.
Cross your feet.
Back on my knee, okay?
Cross your feet. That way it's a little more comfortable on you.
And if you need to, you can lean back. I'm standing right behind you, okay?
What's your name?
E-N-I-S-H-A.
T-E-N-I-S-H-A. All right, Tanisha.
M-A-Y-B-E-R-R-Y.
M-A-Y-B-E-E-R. Your hands clean more?
Yeah.
You want to take this
See
and...
what you did? See that? Those are two young girls in that car. 2 young girls. One of them had a cheerleading outfit on. Probably leaving the school. She's begging to call her mom and dad. You could have stopped. Could have, but you didn't. This is on you. If those girls died, it's on you.
You want to add her to the call? Yeah. All right, Tanisha Mayberry. 5787.
What's that other idiot's name over there? What's your passenger's name? What's his name?
Cortez.
Who is he to you? I ain't got time to play games with you. Who is he to you? Boyfriend, friend, neighbor, cousin, brother? You don't know?
I can't remember his name.
Can't remember his name now?
I said I can't remember his name.
Who is he to you? In case he dies, we need someone to call. You heard anywhere? Hey, talk to me. Look at me. Looking down at the ground ain't gonna do shit. Not really? Okay.
I said
What you?
I'm hurt, but I can barely move and shit.
Okay.
Sir.
Did this originate in your guys' area?
Yeah.
What was the original?
Shoplifting and A&B on the police. When the first officer
an
tried to
A&B
stop
on
him.
the- okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. First officer tried to stop him. I don't know the details, but apparently they fought and
I'm
got
not
away.
trying to
and,
question. Our sheriff was like, "Hey,
yeah, no,
So-
I'm just trying to give y'all
yeah,
the
no, and I
little
appreciate
information
it.
I know.
I appreciate it."
He's gonna talk to you a little more.
Hey, Kanisha. How are you? Can you answer some questions for me? What's your first and last name? You know what today is? Okay. You know who the president is? You know who the president is? Can you look up at me real fast? Okay, can you look up at me real fast? Okay. Are you hurting anywhere? Your whole body is?
Hey, boss, what's your name, man? Cortez Wasson Jarrell. Your last name is Wasson, W-A-S-S-O-N. And first name is Cortez. Do you have an ID out of Missouri? You do? Okay. How old are you? You're 18? And you're born in 06? You're 19? Do you have an ID in that car? You don't think so?
You want to just move to the front?
Yes, please. That's going to be the best way. I got you back here, sir. Okay, I got it.
Do we have one back here? Yeah. All right, right arm's free.
Okay.
So we want to move around.
Move your arm here, okay, Tanisha?
This is the moment where most people assume police authority begins. With the pursuit itself, legally, that assumption doesn't hold. The real legal shift occurs when a temporary detention turns into active resistance. Here, that shift begins the moment officers repeatedly order the suspect to stop near the store exit, and the suspect instead moves toward the vehicle and tries to leave. Long before the pursuit starts, the legal groundwork is already taking shape inside the store. Officers are there responding to a reported shoplifting incident. Store employees identify items allegedly hidden in a purse, while security cameras track movement through multiple sections of the store. That coordination matters legally because it explains why officers are already in position to intervene. Their presence isn't accidental. It's connected to a specific complaint supported by witnesses and surveillance footage. When officers move to stop the suspect near the exit, the situation remains legally contained. At that stage, the underlying issue is still a property crime investigation. Nothing in the record indicates immediate violence or danger. The encounter remains within the boundaries of a routine detention connected to reported theft. The legal tension begins when officers give clear stop commands, and the suspect continues toward the vehicle rather than complying. That visible refusal changes the procedural posture of the encounter. What could have remained an investigative detention begins shifting toward physical intervention. When officers shout commands to stop and to exit the vehicle, those instructions are not suggestions. They are lawful control measures directly connected to the attempted detention. The legal importance isn't the volume of the commands, it's the repetition and clarity. Courts examine whether officers provided understandable opportunities to comply before escalation, and here that opportunity appears more than once. When the suspect enters the vehicle despite those commands, the risk profile changes again. Someone inside a vehicle during a detention introduces immediate mobility risk. The law treats this differently from a stationary person, because a vehicle can quickly endanger officers or bystanders if used to flee. The next irreversible shift occurs when the vehicle drives away while officers are still attempting to stop it. At that instant, the incident stops being about suspected shoplifting and becomes about evading detention. That change isn't emotional or subjective, it's triggered by the visible act of leaving under command. Once the vehicle pulls away and officers broadcast that they are in pursuit, the legal framework moves into public safety management. Dispatch coordination, location updates, and cross-jurisdiction communication all show that the situation is no longer a store investigation but an active flight. This moment matters because the law begins tying future consequences to the decision to flee rather than to the original theft report. Everything that follows becomes legally connected to that single decision point. Many viewers naturally focus on what happens later at the crash scene. Courts usually focus earlier, on the moment compliance was still possible but rejected. The question raised here is straightforward. Once the suspect chose to drive away despite repeated commands, how far does responsibility extend for what happens during that flight? That answer begins forming the moment the pursuit crosses jurisdictions and continues at speed. And that is where the legal risk begins compounding beyond the original incident. This is the moment where many people think the pursuit itself becomes the central legal issue. Legally, that isn't accurate. The real legal shift happens when continued flight creates foreseeable danger for uninvolved people. Here, that shift begins when officers coordinate pursuit updates across highways and jurisdictions while the suspect keeps driving. Once officers announce they are traveling south on Highway 21 and coordinating positions with other units, the situation enters a structured pursuit phase. Those radio updates matter procedurally. They show officers managing the pursuit rather than reacting impulsively. That coordination becomes part of the legal record demonstrating controlled law enforcement response. As officers communicate speed changes, location markers, and positioning instructions, the legal focus expands beyond the original actions of the suspect. It now includes the growing public safety risk created by continued flight. Each mile traveled without stopping increases the foreseeable danger tied to the decision to flee. When officers begin backing off slightly while maintaining observation, that decision carries legal significance. It shows an effort to balance enforcement with safety. Courts often evaluate whether officers attempted to reduce risk during pursuit conditions, and these adjustments become part of that evaluation. Legal exposure intensifies as the pursuit continues through intersections and populated roadways. At this point, the incident is no longer defined by whether theft occurred. It is defined by the danger created by refusing to stop. The critical turning point arrives at the intersection of East 8th Street and Patterson Boulevard, when the fleeing vehicle collides with another car. Legally, that impact is not treated as an independent traffic accident. It is treated as the direct continuation of the flight that began at the store. The legal chain is visible in sequence. Officers attempt detention. The suspect refuses. The suspect enters the vehicle. The suspect drives away. The pursuit crosses jurisdictions, and the crash occurs during that continuous flight. Because that chain remains uninterrupted, responsibility attaches to the decision to flee rather than to the moment of impact alone. When officers approach the crash scene and immediately issue commands for occupants to show their hands, the legal focus shifts again toward scene control and safety verification. Commands to remain still and show hands reflect uncertainty about injuries, weapons, and additional occupants. The moment officers identify multiple unresponsive individuals across vehicles, the situation transitions from pursuit management to emergency response. That transition is procedural, not emotional. Officers begin checking pulses, breathing, and occupant counts. The legal significance of this moment lies in confirming that uninvolved civilians were harmed. Identifying juveniles inside the struck vehicle establishes that the consequences of the flight extend beyond the suspect and officers. From this point forward, the case begins shifting toward injury investigation rather than pursuit documentation, but the most serious legal consequence still depends on something officers cannot yet control: the medical outcome of the victims. And that outcome will determine how prosecutors ultimately classify the events that began as a store detention. This is the moment where many people believe the investigation centers on the suspect's condition after the crash. Legally, that isn't the focus. The real legal shift happens when officers confirm who was harmed and how severely. Here, that shift begins when officers identify two teenagers in the struck vehicle and assess their injuries. As officers secure both the suspect and the passenger, their attention divides between control and medical response. Requests for identification, responsiveness checks, and physical stabilization are not investigative steps yet. They are safety procedures. The legal importance appears when officers confirm the victims were not involved in the pursuit. That distinction establishes them as uninvolved third parties. The law treats harm to uninvolved civilians differently from harm to occupants of a fleeing vehicle. When officers state that one victim is critically injured and requires transfer to a trauma center, the case enters a new evidentiary phase. Injury severity becomes a determining factor for future charges. The pursuit is now legally connected to life-threatening harm. At the same time, officers confirm the incident originated in another state and reference the earlier assault on an officer during the initial detention attempt. That connection matters because it establishes continuity between the store encounter, the flight, and the crash. This continuity prevents the incident from being treated as separate events. Instead, it becomes one continuous course of conduct. Medical personnel assisting the suspect while officers gather identifying information demonstrates another procedural boundary. Investigation pauses while emergency care takes priority. That separation reinforces that legal analysis will depend on documented facts rather than statements made during treatment. When officers begin documenting names, ages, and identification status, they are preserving the chain of accountability. These steps ensure investigators can later reconstruct who was involved and how each person was connected to the fleeing vehicle. Meanwhile, confirmation that the victims are being transported to a trauma center introduces uncertainty affecting charging decisions. At this stage, the legal classification remains tied to injury rather than death. This is where courts often diverge from public instinct. The seriousness of the crash alone does not finalize charges. The legal outcome depends on medical developments occurring after the scene is secured. The investigation now becomes evidence-driven. Crash reconstruction, witness accounts, and medical reports will determine how prosecutors interpret the flight and collision. But one final legal shift remains, and it will occur not at the crash scene, but days later when the medical outcome of the critically injured passenger becomes known. This is the moment where many people believe the case ends once the pursuit stops. Legally, that isn't correct. The real legal shift happens when injury becomes death. Here, that shift begins when the critically injured passenger dies after hospitalization. After investigators reconstruct the timeline across Oklahoma, Missouri, and Kansas, the pursuit becomes formally linked to the collision through jurisdictional coordination and crash analysis. That reconstruction confirms the flight traveled along Highway 69 before entering Coffeyville, where the red light violation and collision occurred. The legal transformation occurs when Serafina O'Connell dies 4 days after the crash. That medical outcome converts the investigation from injury-based charges into a homicide investigation tied to felony flight. The significance is not the time between the crash and the death. It is the documented connection between injuries sustained in the collision and the later fatal outcome. Once that connection is established, prosecutors classify the incident as first-degree murder committed during a felony. That classification is tied to the continuous flight that began during the attempted detention. Additional charges follow the same chain of conduct: aggravated battery for surviving victims, fleeing law enforcement for the pursuit, and assault-related charges connected to the earlier officer encounter in Oklahoma. The legal structure of the case shows how responsibility expands step by step: detention attempt, resistance, vehicle flight, interstate pursuit, collision, critical injury, and eventual death. Each stage builds on the one before it. When investigators refer the case to the Montgomery County District Court and prosecutors file charges, they rely on the documented sequence captured by officers, dispatch coordination, and medical findings. The suspect's age, identity, and location history become part of jurisdictional coordination between Kansas and Oklahoma authorities. The passenger faces separate charges tied to his role in the events, but the primary legal exposure centers on the driver's sustained flight. If this case were reviewed from a judicial perspective, the defining factor would not be the speed of the pursuit or the moment of impact. It would be the decision to flee after officers attempted to detain the suspect at the store. That decision connects every later consequence in the record. The legal takeaway here is procedural, not emotional. Once detention becomes flight, responsibility follows the chain of risk created by that movement. And in this incident, that chain began at a store exit, long before the crash that ended it.